أعزائي المشاهدين، بعدما أتممنا حوالي 40 فيديو مشروحا باللغة العربية، فإنني ارتأيت الآن لكي نمر إلى الكلام باللغة الإنجليزية. So today we will deal with the narrative paragraph. And what I mean by the narrative paragraph, it is the answer of the question, what happened? It means all the incidents that happened to you or to someone else. If it happened to you, it means it is a subjective attitude. But if it happens to someone else, it is objective attitude. So most of the time with this subjective attitude, you have to use whether I or we. So the first pronoun, whether the singular or the plural. Then here you are not an eye witness. It means you are an actor. But with the third one, as they or she or he, most of the time you are an eyewitness, and it is objective. So you focus only on what happened to them. You don't interfere. The other thing that we need in the narrative paragraph is that you should have an incident, and this incident must happen in the past. So the tense or the overwhelming tense of the paragraph or the text here happened in the past, and you use whether the past tense simple one or past perfect or the past continuous. It depends. But the narrative paragraph has a role, has a message, and this message most of the time is when you raise the emotions of the reader in order to understand or take a lesson from it as a romance or a fable. Well, it's not a fable here, but we know the fable is linked to the animals. But most of the time there is a wisdom. That's why you use a lot of adjectives in your text. And we'll see this in the text that we will study it or write it together. The other thing that you need to do is when you tell your story in a sequence. What I mean by a sequence, here you have to follow what I call the chronological order. It means the events or the incidents happened one after the other. And in that matter, you need to use some appropriate transitions as first, then, after that, next, later, and so on. Or you use some phrases, for example, after breakfast, before dinner, and so on. And you use also other clauses, transitional clauses. For example, before he came, for example, or when he arrived, and so on. So the narrative paragraph, it has a role. This is, you have to put it in your mind. And the techniques of the narrative paragraph are the same of the other paragraphs. It means that you should start with a topic sentence with some supporting sentences and a concluding sentence. And most of the time of the concluding sentence, you have to reveal your message or your aim. So let's go to a sample. Let's have a sample of the narrative paragraph. And you have to put in your mind that all the incidents happened or occurred in the past tense. When you narrate, you can talk about a story, a happy story or a sad story that happened to you or to someone else. And let us start now with the simple paragraph, a narrative one. So as I told you that the use of the adjectives is very important. And technically speaking, we have to start with a topic sentence. So the first topic sentence. Okay, I have to tell you about the subject first. So the subject is about someone that you lost, and he is one of your best friends. And the topic sentence should include, an adjective. So the first sentence or the topic sentence is: the saddest day of my life was when my best friend of 9 years died. So this is the topic sentence. And here we use the superlative form of the adjective sad, the saddest day. So here, the degree of sadness, he wants to tell us about the degree of sadness, about his emotions and his feeling, and at the same time he wants to attract us and also to raise something or a feeling. From this situation, I learned. Here the use of the verb to learn. So there is a kind of wisdom. He is introducing us to a kind of wisdom. And this sentence is a supporting sentence. So from this situation, the situation of sadness, when he loses someone, I learned that life can end at any time. And you should always cherish your loved ones. Okay, here advice, a kind of advice. He used also the other adjective, loved, the word to cherish, which is a verb, and the use of the adverb always. He is giving us advice. My best friend got accepted into medical school across seas, in overseas he means, and he is his best friend. So he used the adjective best. A few weeks after being there, here a transitional, a phrase here. A few weeks after being there, someone stabbed him. And also the other sentence, which is a supporting one, when I got the news, when I was informed. So here it is a transition too. My mind froze. I lost all control of my senses. I felt like someone took me out of a hot tub and threw me in 0-degree water. After receiving the news, also here transition too. My friend's family had his body shipped back to the States or to the country. We all went to his funeral. At the funeral, okay, here a chronological order, okay, I was catatonic. Everyone was catatonic. My thoughts were jumbled pile of broken bottles waiting to be recycled, and the sound of bottles breaking kept ringing in my ears. So several months passed. Here also a chronology, a kind of chronology, or months later. And I could not bring myself to go and visit his family. I do not know why. Scared, I guess. However, here also he uses the transition. However, I uses finally. It tells about time too. Made it to his family, and they seemed to be coping with things better than me. From seeing them, I knew things would be okay. My friend was with us, and I instantly felt a relief of the pressure that was building up in my head, body and soul. everyone loses people they love. This last sentence, which is the concluding sentence, here he raises a kind of wisdom or advice he wants to give it to us. So everyone loses people they love, but when that happens, just know that they are always watching over you, and everything always heals in time. The pain heals slowly but surely. So this is a sample of a narrative paragraph, and personally I see that the writer here succeeded in raising something in us, and also he respects the techniques of writing a narrative paragraph. All the incidents happened in the past, and he is a subjective. That's why he used my, I, we, and so on.